Peace. Another episode of Saving Ourselves. Your host here, Kara Patal, Eunice Ill. And we're back to build about the spirit. I'm trying to talk about the spirit because everybody's saying spirit out their mouth, right? We're using spirit as a lot of people is using spirit, that word spirit, and we don't really know what we're saying when we say spirit. So as of the day, we need to have an understanding of spirit, and we're going to go into some scriptures after we get into the definition of this word. And we can understand what these scriptures are referring to. Right? So with that being said, I would like to look up spirit. Yeah. This is where we gotta go to, right? This is the basics of all knowledge. So here it is. Here we go. Spirit, Middle English, Old French, ex spirit, Latin, from Latin spiritus, which is breath, carriage, vigor, the soul, life. Suspire, to blow, breathe. That's the etymology. Now we're going into the definition, the first definition. Number 1A, the life principle, especially in man, originally regarded as an emanated vapor infused by the breath, or as bestowed by a deity. Hence, B, the soul. Right? So to get clear understanding that, you got to read chapter 1 of your Morris Circle 7 Quran. To get a clear understanding on, the spirit. But we're going to we're dealing with the basics right now, so we're going to deal with the basics. We're going to another definition of spirit, so we won't be confused of how this word originated. She's crying for her book, so I got to give her her book. She don't, she like to have her book, so. But back to the subject at hand. Okay. Now we got to look in. We're going here. Spirit. Going to this perspective, out of this definition. Out of this school of thought. Alright, spirit, divine substance, mind, divine principle, all that is good, God, that only which is perfect, everlasting, omnipresent, omnipotent, and infinite. That's the spirit out of this. That's the definition of spirit out of that glossary. So now we're going into the ancient meanings, what the meaning means in Arabic, what the meaning means in Hebrew, and what the meaning means in Aramaic or Aramic. Okay? So, Hebrew, spirit is ruach. Spirit in Hebrew, it means to breathe. It means to breathe. It means to live. And we're going into the Greek definition of that, which is pneuma. Like pneumonia is the same family as pneumonia. It has something to do with breathing. It has something to do with air. And it means to breathe. So when we say spirit, we talk about breathing. That's why a lot of these cultures stress meditation. breathing exercises. That's why everybody say when you get mad, you know, take a couple of deep breaths. Because you're dealing with the spirit when you breathe. You breathe the right way. You slow down your breaths. You know? The more you breathe, the more your blood flow. The lesser you breathe, the lesser your blood flow. So, you know, to deal with our stress, we got to learn how to breathe. We got to learn how to be spiritual. That's spiritual. You know? So, with that being said, we're going to the one-on-ones. Okay? And we're here at the one-on-ones. 49. Can truth change? Truth cannot change or pass away. 50. What other name do we give to truth? Holy breath. 51. What have you to say about holy breath? All we can say, it is great, it is good, it was, it is, and evermore to be. Amen. So now we done came across truth, right? So with that being said, we're going into the scriptures. Going in here. A lot of people don't like this book, but this book got a lot of stuff in it for us to really chew and eat and digest. But everybody takes it from somebody else. Yeah, y'all want leftovers. I don't like leftovers. All right, we're at John chapter 4, verse 23. And it says here, but the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshiper shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. 24. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. A quick thing about truth, right? The etymology of truth means tree. A tree is firm and steady in its roots. They got a firm foundation. Truth means you have a firm foundation. Okay? Square is truth in the lessons. But we need that. We gotta have a foundation in truth, and more science, you know, is the truth. It's the foundation that we need. We need the foundation of truth. You know? But with that being said, I would like to go to another chapter out of this book. And it's coming from 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Okay? 3 verse 16. And we know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you. So now we done came to temple, right? So now we have an understanding of temple and what temple means. We need to understand that, right? So, with that being said, I'm going into the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, and I'm going to give you the definition of temple, and I'm going to give you the definition of temple, contemporary definition. All right. Temple, Solomon's or house of Jehovah, from 1 Kings chapter 6. The metaphysical, Solomon temple is a symbol of the regenerated body of man, which when he attains it, he will never again leave. The enduring temple is built in the understanding of spirit as the one and only cause of all things. In 1 Corinthians 6:19 and in 2 Corinthians 6:16, we learn that man's body is the temple of God. Yep, we learn that man's body is the temple of God. No. So that means God dwells in us. The Spirit of God. So when we breathe, every time we breathe, whether you a demonic minded peon, you still breathing the Spirit. So ain't no ducking that. Because it was and it is and it's forevermore to be. It can't change. It's not going to change. Everybody else changed, but the truth don't. Okay? Alright, we're back on the temple. Because everybody, you know, we on our temple stuff right now. And I would like to have an understanding of that. Out of this, going in here again. Right? Alright, temple. Body. The idea of light, substance, intelligence, the superstructure of truth, the shrine of love, a material superstructure where mortals congregate for worship. Right? So we got temple out of two definitions. And we're going into another definition of temple. Right? We're going, let me show y'all the book, man. Y'all, I got to keep reminding y'all where I'm going to, because I'm not trying to lead nobody nowhere where they get confused. So now, out of this definition, temple, Middle English from ancient Saxon temple, and Old French temple, both Latin, templum, a temple, sanctuary, original space marked out. Number 1, a building for the worship of a god or gods. 2, any of 3 buildings for the worship of Jehovah, successfully built in Jerusalem. 3, the place of worship of a Reformed Jewish congregation, distinguished from synagogue. 4, a Christian church. 5, either a 2 inner and middle temple of 4 sets of London buildings housing England's principal law societies. Their site was formerly occupied by the London branch of Knights Templars. 6, a building usually of imposing size, etc., serving the public or an organization in some special way, as a temple of art, a Masonic temple. That is another thing about temple. So the Spirit of God dwells in the temple. We are the temple. We are the building. We are the inner courts. It's inside. All right, I will now come another passage out. Circle 7, chapter 37, 1 through 2. Okay, which is the holy breath. Right? Okay, number 1. Void not their body, because it was first formed, nor of their brain, because therein their soul resideth. It is not the master of the house. It is not the master of the house more honorable than its walls? 2. The ground must be prepared before corn be planted. The potter must build his furnace before he can make his porcelain. So we have to repair the temple for God to dwell in. We got a clean house. We got a clean house. If we want the Spirit of God to dwell in us. And that's That's a process. It's a process that you have to go through if you want to rise above this nonsense. You know, we gotta adhere to instructions. And if we don't adhere to instructions, we're going to be in trouble. But I would like to go to another definition of temple out of Black's Law, right? 4th edition. And this definition is temple, 2 English ends of court, thus called because anciently the dwelling place of the Knights Templar. On the suppression of the order, they purchased by some professors of the common law and converted into hospitia or ends of court. They are called inner and middle temple in relations to X's house, which was also part of the house of the Templars and called the outer temple because situated without temple bar. So the definition of temple in Black's Law has something to do with an English court. This actual lawyer about the temple, actual lawyer about a temple, right? Ask them. Tell them don't give you no answer about some building. Tell them give you the real definition of temple and law. Because you know we are the law. We are the law. You know, and it says right here that they purchased by some professors of the common law and converted into hospitia or ends of court. So the common law was converted to some hospitia or ends of court. They took the common law out the temple. How do you think they did us? They took the Spirit of God out of us, the temple. Right? Because we're coming out the definition in the Black's Law Dictionary. You know we got to go on all specs of these definitions of these words that we use. Because if you don't have an understanding, you're blind. You're not going to see. And there's so many people that claim to see, but don't see. They see what the leaders see. They see what somebody tell them to see. They don't seek to see. No, they don't do that. No, we wait for somebody else to tell us the truth. We wait for somebody to tell us something. Being lazy. Mentally lazy. Yeah, everybody out here is in physical condition to do work. But we need the mind to do that. All us out here, we are capable of building a nation. But our minds ain't there yet. Our minds got to get there. We got to, like the prophet said, for order to change the people, you got to change the literature. And right now, we vibrating off some bullshit literature right now. Ain't we? We vibrating off stuff that we don't supposed to be vibing off. And this is crazy. And then when we get mistreated, we cry. Don't we cry? Don't we have tears in our eyes? Huh? We're not taking what the prophet brought us serious. We're not. And we need to, we need to get on our square. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. But I would like to go to another one from Second Timothy, number 1, chapter 1, verse 7. And this is one of my favorite ones when I was in the church. It sounds so beautiful. They had this verse in a song, and it resonated with me, man. It still do. I still hear that song when I read this verse. I feel the spirit when I read this verse, so I'm going to read it to y'all. 7. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, and of love, and of a sound mind. He didn't give us the spirit of fear, right? But of power, and of love, and a sound mind. A sound mind is a mind that's stable. He gave us a stable mind, but we can't accept that stability right now. We can't accept that because we are still hooked on fear of a European in a suit. We still holding on to fear of somebody in a turban. We still holding on to fear of policy enforcers. We holding on to fear of the CEO of the company of the United States. Our fear is stopping us from getting power, from loving, and from having a sound mind. It stops us. The prophet stressed all that. I don't really have to keep going with this, but the prophet stressed it. So that means I have to stress it. We need our power, y'all. We don't need to be cowards. Okay, I want to come from another verse of the Bible, because the prophet did say we can use the Bible to condemn this corporation of government. So we're in 2 Corinthians, right? Chapter 6:16. And what agreement has the temple of God with idols? And ye are the temple of the living God, as God hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. The holy breath, the Spirit of God dwelling, the holy breath. We need to get down with these breathing exercises that these Europeans are practicing our ancient customs, our ancient rituals, our ancient doctrines, and they put their twist on it. You know, they're using the stuff that's supposed to save us, and they use it to save themselves. Just go around, just go to a European neighborhood and see how many esoteric shops you see. How many shops of Rika and stuff like that. Watch how many Wicca stores you run across. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't exert nothing. I'm just living this to breathe air, which is still spirit. So ain't no way around the spirit. Ain't no way around the spirit. Because the more you live, the more you breathe. The more you got to depend on the spirit. But I just wanted to share that with y'all. I just wanted, everybody want to know about spirit. or at least when I have an understanding. Breathe right. You want to think about a temple? Think about yourself. You know, you think about how messed up the Moorish Science temple is and stuff. Clean yourself out there. I see flaws in all temples and churches and stuff, but at the end of the day, I got to look at myself. All of us was a part of the corruption of this knowledge. All of us was a part of it. We put our hand in it. All of us is a part of supporting these colonists and their endeavors to keep us under colonization. We support that. Every contract we sign, every time we pay them, every time we answer to the letters and bills and stuff, we support them. Every time we spend fiat money, we support them. So with that being said, you can't get mad at a system that you support. You know? That's just like a person getting mad at Hitler, but you hate, Jews. You know? It don't make sense at all. We gotta resurrect. We gotta wake up. We gotta get up. We gotta get up, y'all. We don't want nobody else to get us up, because they're gonna take us somewhere. So we gotta get up on our own and let people know that we can get up on our own and that we are capable of carrying our own in the affairs of man. That's all the prophet wants us to do, to stand up right. He don't want us to follow him. He want us to be man. He want us to take these teachings and become man and raise our families. That's our job. But I'm just blissful to do this, to wake up another day to share truth with my people. Because truth is a foundation that we need to be on. We need to be on the foundation of truth. And if you feel like you're not on truth, find the truth. Find it. The truth shall reveal itself to you. But there's so much falsehood right now. Because truth and falsehood is strangely mixed. And that's why they have the saying, fact is stranger than fiction. When I give people these facts, they look at me like I'm strange. What is this guy talking about? This guy is talking about some old other shit. But the other shit will get you in the mothership. You feel me? So we gotta understand that we need to get out of this fear, man. We need to get out of this fear. We need to stop hating each other. I think that's about it for today. And I would like to send a shout out to everybody, to the master teachers, Charles Sharik Bey, C. Freeman Ill, Roz Mariah Bey. Shout out to all those brothers and sisters. Shout out to the Moorish Divine and National Movement. Shout out to the Moorish Science Temple of America, de jour. And shout out to all the Moorish organizations out there that's trying to uplift all of humanity. The House of Ill. Shout out to them brothers. Shout out to my indigenous Moorish crowd. Shout out to the Washatas. I love y'all. And shout out to all these other organizations that really don't have an understanding what the prophet was. But hey, shout out to y'all. I love y'all. Learn about y'all nationality and birthrights and add that to y'all philosophy. That's what we need to add on to it. If you don't have anything else to declare your nationality, Prophet said that's not my words. So, love all y'all. Peace. This is Kara Patal Eunice L. in Saving Ourselves. And peace. Love y'all.